This episode of Discovering the Last Frontier is a series of 19 short stories. Interesting experiences and good humor patched together from a tour Charlotte, Otto, and I take across the bay from Homer one afternoon. It is perfect for the viewer who's looking for interesting content from the Kilchers and I at a relatively fast pace. Watch to the very end to ensure you catch all the great stories and, most importantly, all the bad dad jokes. We save some of the best for last.
Honey.
Toast.
Hey.
The Bohemian Queen and taking a little tour of Halibut Cove.
Yeah.
It's beautiful back here today.
Playing Touriste.
You know what I love about across the bay? Like you guys at Bear Cove have the just the beautiful color of the water.
Oh, I know.
So turquoise.
Isn't that sweet?
Yeah, and we don't have that on our side.
Right.
It's really...
because you got the mud flats that kind of come off.
I kind of want to jump right in it, and then I go, no, you know, either crazy or bohemian to do that.
Have you been yearning to take a trip to Alaska? Would you love an Alaska the Last Frontier adventure? Let Bear Cove Retreat help you fulfill your dreams with an all-inclusive vacation package that includes an excursion with Otto and Charlotte. We will host you at our off-the-grid retreat on the shores of Bear Cove, provide you with 3 fabulous meals each day, take you on fishing, hiking, kayaking, and wildlife viewing excursions, and last but not least, connect you with the Kilchers for a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Go to www.bearcoveretreat.com to begin planning your dream vacation.
When I was injured in the hospital, it was like I had that vision. Just I was imagining it, and I was imagining I was up high in a drone, seeing just that, and could move around.
Really?
Like I had free pass to Google Earth in my mind.
Yep.
And I could go wherever I wanted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Bailey said, "Ever been to Haines?" I go, "Well, no. I had been through it once years ago." And he goes, "See if you can go to Haines." And so consciously I zoomed out, found Haines, went down the coast, zoomed in on Haines. And I remember describing the harbor to him. That was cool.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, there's no reason why we couldn't. Hell, we only use about a tenth of our brain anyway.
Yeah.
That day I got to use a little.
Maybe you got to use 20%.
Yeah.
What were you?
What are those ducks right there? Are you good with ducks?
I can be, but let me see this guy. That looks like a golden eye, right?
A golden eye?
Yeah.
Okay. The near one here.
But yeah, he's kind of, let me see.
He's got the white spot.
No, actually, maybe it's a scop. I'm sorry.
Scoter.
No, it's not a scoter. Yeah, I need to brush up.
Yeah.
But.
Is it a diver?
Yeah, these are all sea ducks.
All sea ducks, okay.
You know the nice thing about this, Charlotte?
What?
You can just be definite and nobody else is seeing the ducks. So you won't have
actually told it.
really convincing, like the ornithologist you are.
Oh, I know. I used to be such a bird watcher, and then I just kind of gave it up. You know? I mean, like I see them, but yeah, I used to be.
What kind of ducks are those there, Charlotte? Near in front of the beach by the cruise quarters.
Got like a white breast.
I might have.
Oh, they're just out there.
Anyway, there's so many of. I think they're either scops, golden eyes. There's like a ton of them.
I was giving you a lead-in to say something definite.
Okay.
Just a minute. What kind of duck is that one there, Charlotte?
That's a scop.
Sweet. I've always wondered what a scop looked like. Now I know.
Now you know exactly. Yeah. Go home and get out your bird.
Do you use bait to catch salmon, or just the flashers and things?
Sometimes I do. So sometimes here's how I generally do it. I pull dead herring early in the year, And then as the summer kind of progresses, I switch over to just spoons.
Huh.
And part of the reason might be why that the salmon are a little more dispersed and the herring seems to work a little better. But once you're in the salmon and there's plenty of them around, the spoon works just fine. So it costs less and it's way easier with the spoon because the herring fall off constantly. Like you get a little strike and it's gone. The spoon just goes and goes and goes.
Yeah. They don't stink as bad if you forget them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oops, I nearly hit that. How did I almost stop?
I don't know. You do it all the time. You're pretending you know right now that Lucas is watching.
For me, it's usually the beer. Like all of a sudden, Roxanne will take like 4 drinks off my beer and then go back to mine, and I'm like, I guess I need
a job to keep you from getting too loose. She knows how to keep you under control.
She can try.
And I get to the horses on the boat twice a year.
That's a fun trip with those horses.
Yeah, the horses know. The horses, I think, would now load onto the boat by themselves.
Oh, really? They know the routine?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool.
And they're so calm on the trip. Like the first couple of times I did it, I just thought, well, wouldn't they be freaked out? But they're so used to it. They go back and forth twice a year.
So in the summer, sometimes we pull into Kilcher Beach and pick the horses up there, and she'll ride them down through the Homestead, and we get on the boat, bring them over here. Most of the time, we just bring the horses here to town. She has a trailer, and we load them on the Nanook.
Okay.
Whatever boat I have at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we drop the horses right there on that little bitty beach.
Right here. Okay. And then they just walk them up to the pasture.
Yeah, they just, once they're off the boat, they know where to go.
Oh.
And in the fall, usually in the fall, the little flies are so bad here with no wind. And for some reason in the fall, they just zillions of little biting flies. And those horses are ready to get on the boat. I mean, they're standing there just switching their tails.
Right.
They get on the boat, and then as soon as we get out there, the flies blow away, and they calm right down. Yeah, they're pretty itching to get the hell off the island come fall.
Yeah, that's probably why they like the boat so much.
She used to bring them across the bay on a little pontoon boat. It was it was literally a little barge built on 2 pontoons. And she quit one day when her husband was towing the barge with his salmon gill netter.
Yeah.
And the waves got a little bit bad, and she looked back, and the decks were starting to wash over. The horses were standing there. She said for a minute it looked like they were just standing on the water, where the little boat was, submerging slightly. So after that, she's quit taking the risk. And that Saltry, it was originally over on the other end of the Cove, and a friend of mine, Bob and Diane Tremaine, hired Tim Renane to rebuild it into a house. They were going to have it be on a house, and then they were going to put it on a barge. And then when they left, Marion and Dave bought it over here, and they floated it over here, floated that building off. It's got quite a history.
Huh. It's a really neat place, really neat setting. I love how you're up against the rock there and they get the fire going under there.
Yeah.
And it's just very cool. Look at that, those seals on the dock. Do you see that?
Oh, yeah. What's interesting is Marion used to be the main gal that you would bring seals to rehabilitate.
Oh.
And so it's so cool. I mean, I got to get a picture.
Yeah, I want to go take it. Why don't you pull up closer just really slowly? Isn't that all these years? This first time I've seen more than one seal here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the far float. Okay, there, Dave, Marion. Here we are, right in front of your place. Miss you a little bit once you get back here. It's very, very calm. Hey, where in the hell are you? Them seals are eating all your winter kings.
So when I think of all the people that visit us, you know what one of their most favorite experiences is? It's actually coming to Halibut Cove, eating at the Saltry, just sitting there, kind of taking the mountains in and stuff. It's really something most people just love to do. And then they take the picture. And when I see their Facebook posts, I always see that picture. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Of the Saltry,
yeah.
kind of looking out
Yeah.
over the mountains and
Yeah.
and the water, right? Like you talked about the turquoise water. You can't beat that. Now, can I go this way, Otto?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're fine.
I'm such a chicken. I've never gone through here.
Better off
I've never
being
gone
here.
through
You
here.
guys have a great blue heron over here.
Where? Oh,
It's flying over there. Look at it. It just flew up to that
Oh, my
boardwalk.
goodness.
That is so
We're at
cool.
Martha's home. It's a pretty low tide, all right, at the moment, but not super low.
You know, Martha's claim to fame with me.
What?
She diagnosed my last Achilles tear.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The last time I tore my Achilles was only 4 years ago in Bear Cove.
Oh,
And thankfully Roxanne was there. But how that one transpired is, have you ever put, and I'm sure you have, you've put up subfascia before on the end of trusses?
uh-huh.
And those 2x6s are never straight. So I have this 2x6 that's going down, but I got to line it up with the end of the truss. And I'm pushing and pushing, and I'm trying to get it there, and I'm holding the nail gun, and I'm pushing. And I
You're
pushed
pushing
so
up with your
hard,
foot.
I actually pushed the bottom of the ladder, kicked right out, and I went down.
Oh, wow.
No.
I went down, and my right toes hit the rung of the ladder, and the
Ah,
ladder got stuck part way because it was like tied.
hyperextended your
I hyperextended it and ended up tearing that Achilles. So I had to crawl to the dinghy, go to town, blah, blah, blah. And I got there, and Martha was the emergency room doctor. She's the one who did all the work. Yeah.
Yeah, she's seen our family under some odd circumstances.
working there. He's one of the most successful blackcod fishermen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he moved to Oregon and fell out of his damn tractor bucket. He was limbing some trees up high, and he was standing in his tractor bucket, and somehow he fell out and got a
Oh,
concussion.
no.
He had a stroke years ago, Charlotte,
Mhm.
and he wasn't doing well. And after he fell out of that freaking tractor bucket and had a concussion, and they gave up on him, one day he just came to, and he's as good as ever before his stroke now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a story.
So the channel here goes more on that side. See where that duck is ahead of you?
Yeah.
That'd be more where you got to be far on that side.
So
And
and
then-
go around that
And
way.
it angles around. You won't get across
No,
on this
it's
tide,
too
but
low,
it's
but-
good to get a look at it,
Yep.
even for me. Whoa, there's a freaking rock out there. You need to know about that one.
That one there.
Big one, yeah.
Yeah.
So usually the guys, when they zip through here, they're at least halfway from here to them white buoys, and they come along that side, and then they cut that way. You see, they cut to the right.
Yep.
Kind of see where the low spot is. It's got a spit on this side. Well, that's.
Do I have enough room to spin around right there?
Well, you would see the bottom.
Okay.
From your vantage, you could see the bottom.
All right.
It'll start showing.
I do not know the lay of the land back here because I'm always scared. You know, when you're by yourself and you
The
never
lay of the
been
land used
before.
to live around the corner over there. She lived on that side. Of
Who
Cove.
did?
The lay of the land.
Oh, the lay of
That's so bad.
It's really bad.
Oh. And you know what's worse is I walked into it and literally asked them to say it again.
Right?
Yeah. Terrible, terrible.
this guy got off.
Yeah.
It just does a little bit of swinging around because it's been really focused, and then it heard that bad.
It heard the joke in it.
I was like, we're cutting that out. It's way more AI than we thought.
Yeah. It's way advanced. Oh, super dirty, bad dad joke? Burn!
All the way around.
I'm out of here.
Well, those goldeneye, they intrigue me. I would love to see one in a nest sometime. You know about the goldeneye?
No.
They nest inland.
Oh, really?
They nest in a friggin' tree. And when the little baby ducklings are just freshly hatched, not because the ducks don't feed them like a bird feeds them. They got to go get their critters. They jump out of the nest, maybe 10, 15 feet, fall on the ground, and then mother starts marching to the ocean. And they follow. And then there's one up there, a goldeneye nest by a little pond in the tree. And it's at least a mile across all that swamp.
Are you kidding?
All that brush. Yeah.
And East End Road, right?
They got to cross the East End Road, and they got to go down all through stone steps. They got to get to the ocean.
So are there streets with homes for ermine, all along the way? Do they just have houses and just wait for them to come through, or what?
Probably.
Oh my goodness.
You know about when the war was in the Second World War, they had that runway down there was ADAC, a couple of different runways.
I'm familiar. Yeah.
And they kept having those Arctic tern landing on the runway. And they just would land on the runway and mess up the airplane. So they sent all the soldiers out there to throw rocks at the birds before the airplane came in. And apparently they just kept throwing rocks till there wasn't a tern left on stone.
Okay. Did the camera move?
It totally
It was like...
It's totally It's like, I can tell, I see this coming. It's like, away.
I can't believe that happened.
Yeah. It's AI, they say. I don't know. The joke was all right, but the camera moving was funny. That was good.
The camera didn't know, the AI didn't know how it was going to end. But
Yeah.
A joke
it just knew on, it was like,
so I better get out of here.
So my mom had she loved limericks, and it goes, a limerick packs verse astronomical into space that is quite economical. But the good ones I've seen so seldom are clean, and the clean ones so seldom are comical. It's just kind of a clean joke, but limericks are that way. But the one I told my nephew was a wonderful bird is a pelican whose mouth can hold more than his belly can. He can store in his beak enough food for a week. I'm damned if I know how the hell he can. I'm danged if I know how the hell he can. And he was reprimanded because he was in the 5th grade.
For saying
Helican.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, he got chewed out by the teacher for using profanity. It's like, really? Anyway. I was so young and worked in the logging camp. There was all these safety posters. And they were it was Otto the Otter.
Serious?
Yeah. Otto the Otter said safety is important. It was one that was Otto the Otter for safer water.
Oh gosh, that's adorable.
How?
So the otter was not named after you, or was? No?
It ought to be. I love to. This is one of my favorite places to cruise along. Glacier Spit here. just come along. And sometimes I take the Nanook and I'll go 50 feet from shore. I'll just cruise along the edge. It's just so exciting, so exhilarating. Look at there, Charlotte. You can see the glacier.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, you could see a whole lot more of the glacier.
Yeah.
I mean, it was right there. See where those cottonwoods are right close?
Oh.
It seemed like the glacier face was right there.
Oh, my goodness.
It wasn't when I was a kid, but it was to this side of the lake back then.
Wow.
And
really?
There wasn't much of a lake when I was a kid. You can see the tree line along the side of the glacier 20 years ago.
So I took that Kachemak Bay map that everyone kind of has that show, the really popular one that was published in 97. I took that and I went on Google Earth and I took photos from 2018 out of Google Earth, and the glacier has slid back just over 2 miles from 97 to 2018.
I believe in the last 20 years it's dropped 500 feet in elevation.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And I'm not a finger pointer, and I'm not going to say, I tell people, we can argue about who done it.
Yeah.
But the fact that it is receding is irrefutable.
Yep.
Well, when my dad came here in 1936 and first went up the glacier, they know where that was in 1936. They named Exit Glacier after my dad. That's the glacier he exited after he tried to cross the ice field to Homer and it didn't work.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And so I didn't know that till I watched that interview with Park Service had it. Yeah, that's where the old Kilcher exited. Let's call it Exit Glacier.
Oh,
I never knew that. But you go look where it was in 1936, and that was 90 years ago, nearly now.
And that's at that glacier, they have the signposts, like the years where the glacier was, right? Like what do they call it? The terminal end or the terminus, or how do they? I can't remember. But anyways, yeah.
They have those. I've been on those hikes in the Alps in Switzerland, where they have those markers as well.
Right.
And it's a long damn hike from where it used to was to where it is now.
Yep.
And that's, you get up there and there's a few ice crumbs left.
Mm-hmm. I did a kayak tour around Seward in the early 2000s, and we kayaked up to a glacier, and it was really cool. And you could see the calving, and it was calving a little bit, and then big icebergs floating around the little bay, and just phenomenal. And I was talking to my brother, who I did it with, just like 2 years ago, and he goes, "Do you realize that glacier's gone? It's gone.
Really?
It's gone. Yeah, the one that we paddled up to over the course of 18 years or whatever the time frame was. Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, quite the change." And they say that the landmass here is actually going up.
Yeah.
Oh,
because the weight is coming off. Yeah.
That's a hard one to believe.
Yeah, it's hard to get your mind wrapped around that one.
Yeah, the weight of the ice is heavy enough to push the mountains down.
Right. And now that the ice is leaving, the mountains are coming up.
But when you think about it, think about holding an egg. You hold an egg and you can squeeze that egg and it'll change a little shape just a little bit. Yeah. So in reality, the Earth's crust is about as thick as an eggshell, really.
Yeah.
And so it's understandable that.
That mass might be able to. I researched that a lot because of, the sea level and how close could you really build to the water without having to worry about, your kids or something having to deal with that. And, that's when I researched the whole thing about the land going up, and I realized there's 50 years of runway where really nothing's going to change because the water's coming up, but the land's also going up. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You're looking that way. I'm looking at the Homestead.
Oh, yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
I don't get to see the Homestead from here very often. Anyway.
Yeah, it's funny to think about looking out our windows at this view every day.
Yeah. With a close-up view of it.
Yeah.
Check it out. You can just see the glacier back there.
Yeah.
Really. Look at that big rock slide. That happened in 1963, I think.
Yeah.
boat's only got down and things down. This place you was seated, and then it wasn't holding the rock mountain up anymore. All this rubble came down and sitting on the ice. The glacier went away. Poof! And it's going to happen again to the left of it. There's big cracks forming up there. Like you can see at the top. You see these lines going across like this? Yeah, I've been up there. You can see these big cracks forming.
That sounds scary.
Oh.
I guess it makes a hell of a tsunami. Like so much water gets displaced that they're expecting it's going to be this huge wave of water when it does happen. Yeah,
that's what happens.
Isn't there even warning signs on?
Yeah, there are. Well, Charlotte, you survived.
I survived. Yeah, it was really a nice boat and really a smooth ride, and not scary at all.
Oh, wow. You're saying that on camera?
I am?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Do you want me to send that to you?
I'll just move back here. Conversation.
Okay, so what are these birds?
Oh, okay. Those are some kind of little shorebird. I can't see.
That one over there was a mermaid.
Oh, my God. There's a
look at
ton of them.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Look
There's
at that.
thousands of them.
Oh, my God. So those are probably western sandpipers.
Oh, my God. Look how many there are.
Yeah, you can hardly see them.
Like gravel.
That is nuts.
How'd you like the trip?
Loved it. It was so beautiful getting across the bay. It's just gorgeous over there.
I thought it was nice myself.
This is such a sweet boat. Just smooth riding and really nice.
Every boat's got its purpose. Pointy bow. Smoother.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm used to this. Boom. 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 But,
thanks for the spin, Lucas.
yeah, that was a fun afternoon. Too bad we didn't catch any fish, though.
Yeah.
Only
Next
because
time.
you didn't go fishing. Only because you didn't actually go fishing.